Hey everyone, Darcinova here. The review's finally here, and we're finally going to review this piece of shit. Man, I can't believe it's been that long since I announced this book be reviewed. Oh my god, I don't know where to fucking start. First off, I'll just tell you how long it took me to finish it before I actually get on to the main point. This book is the longest it ever took me to read a Star Wars novel. This book was fucking terrible. I mean, I've read Before the Awakening novel and the Force Awakens novelization. Those books are awful. But this tops those. What were they thinking? I'm not familiar with Tim Lennon, what he wrote before, but I certainly don't want to read anything he writes now. This novel is the worst Star Wars novel I've ever read. Who actually thought it was a good idea to have this published? This book sucks. It seriously sucks. The writing style is atrocious. The pacing is awful. The characters are forgettable. You don't care what happens to them. As I was reading the book, towards the end of it, I just read through it because I didn't really care. This book is just, oh. And this was a launch of a freaking new era at the time. This book is not even that old. This was the last new era of the expanded universe before Lucasfilm decided to basically kill it. This was the last freaking thing. One of the last novels to come out of the old expanded universe. And this probably is one of the worst. I'm not even going to bother to talk about the short story. You want to hear about the short story, just go to Matt Wilkins' channel. He'll get into more detail about that. But still, this book is just terrible. I mean, the concept is good. I mean, doing going to the very beginning where the Jedi or the Jedi, which they're called at this point in the timeline, and the Sith. Well, the Sith don't exist yet. Are essentially the Jedi Order. Essentially, one. There isn't a split. And this book does have some pretty good ideas, but it's so poorly executed. I mean, the main character of this story, Lyra, or whatever the hell her fucking name is, I don't fucking care. I don't care about her. Or her relationship with her brother. And the thing that's really bad about this book is when you're suddenly reading something, when you're reading, and then it goes to another scene, which without warning goes to the past, and then in reverse it goes to the present and to the past again. The way it does flashbacks is awful. This doesn't even feel like this book was even finished. This feels like a freaking rough draft. Even some of the worst novels I've read in Star Wars, the Episode 7 novelization Before the Awakening, at least they weren't a fucking shorter read through like this book was. Fuck. It's obvious George Lucas, I don't know if he was still with Lucasfilm at the time, that they even come up with this idea, gave a shit at this point. Maybe Lucasfilm should have taken a second look at this instead of letting this piece of shit get published. I mean, this book is so worthless, along with the rest of this era. Cut it out and you lose nothing. Shit. Sorry about that. This is legitimate legitimate. I'm not fucking around in this freaking review. Oh yeah, great storytelling. Yeah, this is really great, according to what it says in the back. This could have been good. That's the problem I have with this book. It could have been good. It was a start of a different timeline, far in the past, where they could have explained certain things and how the Jedi Order came to be and what happened, how the Sith were created, the Sith Order. There is some details in this and a few other source books, but this we could have gotten to actual detail. We could have, seen characters like Achunta Paul, Makto Ragnos, and actually see these characters and learn about them. Learn actually something about these characters. Dawn of the Jedi could have been a great era to explore those characters. But no. You have Tim Ledden write this shit. It feels like he doesn't know what he's doing. This doesn't even feel like a Star Wars novel. This feels like, give this to anyone who's never read a Star Wars novel. This doesn't even feel like Star Wars. The ending was so anticlimactic too. Yeah. And the people who hate on the expanded universe want to say that the Crystal Star is bad. This shit's even worse than the Crystal Star. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, I haven't read the book, but in my opinion, it's worse. This is the start of a fucking new era. No way can the Crystal Star be as bad as this book. You can ignore the freaking Crystal Star. You don't even have to touch that shitty book. But this is the start of a timeline. This is one of the last fucking expanded universe books we got. This really pisses me off, just holding this book in my hand, because this book did not need to be this bad. And the comic series, I heard it from a few people that this era is mediocre. It didn't have to be that way. This book didn't have to be one of the worst novels. It could have been one of the best. Had you simply had a freaking more competent writer write this shit. Fuck. My God, I just don't even know. I think I'm running out. I've run out of pretty much everything to say. I think there are only a few other things I could say. Is the concept for the story was good. The way it was executed was shit. The writing is awful. The person who wrote this book should not ever write a fucking Star Wars book again. As for the rating, negative 10. Whatever you want to call it. Negative. I wouldn't even give this any stars. This book is terrible. This isn't even a good kind of bad. You can laugh at how bad it is. This book is not even that. It doesn't even deserve it. This book is fucking terrible. Skip it over. You want to read something that's in the freaking before episode freaking 4? Read the Tales of the Jedi comic books. It does a great job of freaking. You get to learn about one of the most famous Sith Lords of that era, Exar Kun. Go start there if you want to actually read something in the ain't shit of the Star Wars universe. Don't bother with the fucking Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void novel or the fucking comics for that matter. This book is a piece of shit. Fuck this book. Fuck this book. All right. Now, I'm going to let you guys decide my next episode because I'm at the startup in the Force Heretic trilogy, and it's going to take me a little while for me to review it. And I want to keep a consistent schedule. So, what would you like me to review first? Book of the Sith or Darth Plagueis by James Luceno? I'm going to review both of these books. However, you get to choose which one I get to review first. Just choose in the comment section below. You have 1 week, just like with Dawn of the Jedi. Anyway, good night, everyone. May the Force be with you. And don't read that piece of shit book. Trust me, it isn't worth it.